They've been trying to force feed us for years that Lizzo is beautiful. Okay, that Lizzo is a definition of beauty because big girls need loving too. I get it. But let's stop pretending that she is the standard of beauty for women. And as ironically as enough as you would have it, Lizzo is now in the news for allegedly fat shaming some of her backup dancers.
That's what
and
she
why do I
does.
bring this up right after that we just discussed about Tate and masculinity and having standards is because now there's a sort of war of words on the interweb between Tristan Tate and Lizzo's camp, or the people defending Lizzo. So that's sort of the marriage of this story right here. Pull up the story if you can of Lizzo. So she's accused of sexual harassment and fat shaming. These are dancers of hers, Ariana Davis, Krista Williams, and Noel Rodriguez. You wouldn't know these people, but let's scroll down and read this story and punch in if you can.
Okay.
So basically, here's the deal. Here, I can't even read that, so just, I'll get this. Lizzo and her production company, Big Girl, Big Touring, BGBT, are facing lawsuits after former dancers are alleging sexual harassment, racial discrimination, and of all things, Lizzo, fat shaming, ironically enough. So dancer Ariana Davis, one of her dancers, alleging that Lizzo and dance choreographer Tanisha Scott questioned the dancer if she was quote unquote struggling with something as she seemed less committed to her role on the dance cast. All right, not the SOSCAST, the dance cast right there. The case details in professional dance, a dancer's weight gain is often seen as that dancer is getting lazy or a worse off as a performer. Lizzo and Mrs. Scott questions about Mrs. Davis' commitment to the tour were thinly veiled concerns about Mrs. Davis's weight gain. So though they never explicitly stated, the question gave Ms. Davis the impression that she needed to explain her weight gain and disclose the intimate personal details about her life in order to keep her job. This is hypocrisy 101, ladies and gentlemen. So here you have backup dancers. I don't know these dancers. Frankly, I don't even care about these dancers, nor should you guys care about these dancers. What you should care about is the hypocrisy. For years, they've been force-feeding men. How could you say that Lizzo's not beautiful? How could you say that she's not the definition of a woman? How can you say that she's not beauty manifested and that men should not fat shame her? And we're all like,
she's fat.
She's extremely overweight,
Yes.
clinically obese, and we're just not into it. Now,
Yikes.
is she talented? Is she a great singer? Is she a great
Sure.
performer? Sure. If you're into that music, no doubt. But the pushing of the beauty narrative is far-fetched and guys aren't buying that, right? So read between the lines here. So here's what Tristan Tate actually had to say. So let's put up that article about Tristan. So I want to kind of circle back to a man having standards, a man having boundaries, and a man basically understanding where hypocrisy comes in. Tristan Tate fires shots at Lizzo amid sexual harassment scandal, claims his victims vouch for his innocence, and trolls label him irrelevant. I don't know about that. So after hearing the news, here's the tweet, if we can scroll down. Tristan Tate took to Twitter, which is now known as X, and fired shots at Lizzo. So you got that tweet, Malik?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. When word gets out that Lizzo is a horrible person, the people she abused are talking. There's actual names, faces, video testimonial, and details, none of which occurred with the Tate situation. Now, I don't know if she's standing trial for anything or if these are alleged discrepancies in what's going on, but the truth will come out. Sounds about right. Tristan, where are my victims? Oh, right, they're saying I'm innocent. So the victims are saying that he's innocent, but they don't share those people. They don't talk about that. Fake chat logs, though. So, Lizzo. Do you find Lizzo to be beautiful?
I think it depends how you define beauty. Sure, she can be.
If someone said you looked like Lizzo, what would you say?
I would be insulted.
Why would you be insulted?
Because if you're comparing me in all aspects of that's who I remind you of, I'm offended because she's not in the right health state.
Nat, you kind of look like Lizzo.
No, I don't look like Lizzo.
What do you mean? She's beautiful.
I mean,
Big
sure,
is
she
beautiful.
may be a little on the browner side, the dark hair, absolutely. I can't sing, so I wouldn't even say like
but you look like
voice-wise.
Lizzo, Nat.
No, I don't look like Lizzo.
Why?
I don't,
She's beautiful.
Don't insult me like that.
Why would I'm
Don't
not?
insult
I'm
me
keep
like
paying
that.
you a compliment.
No, it's not a compliment.
She's the definition of beauty. How could you say that?
She's not the definition
Tristan
of beauty.
Tate, he doesn't
Shame
know what
on
he's
her.
talking
Shame
about.
on her. This
Tristan
is
Tate doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, this just shows you that. What do they say? People, when you get money, it just shows the person who you are. Right? So like you have this lady, everyone thinks, oh, she's this example, she's beautiful, she's kind, she's for all the girls, and you see this story come out. And it's like you have somebody fat shaming other fat people when you hired fat people to be a part of your camp and your team and to dance around and to glorify people being obese and fat, and you're fat, right? And then it's like you're promoting people to not take care of their health and you're defining that as beautiful. It's a sin, it's awful, it's shameful, and it's like, you know, it's almost like women are gaining weight. Oh, it's okay. You know, like you can still be successful and live a dream life and be obese. Sure, but that doesn't mean your health is okay. Like you see someone like this, and if you want me to be honest, I just never got on the Lizzo bandwagon because just even physically, she's not somebody that I would even admire and want to look at. So I struggle with wanting to hear her perspective and the thing that she vouches for, because with how it looks like she takes care of herself, it doesn't match with how I take care of myself. So I wouldn't look at her as an example. I wouldn't want to be compared to her. Now, does that mean she's not talented? Does that mean that she's hideous? No, it doesn't mean that. I just wouldn't relate to somebody like that, even just by a physical, like, perspective, in my opinion. And it's a shame. I don't think...
Well, Nat, let me tell you something.
Pisses me off,
You're
honestly.
Beautiful.
Thank
and
you.
You remind me of Lizzo.
No,
and
I'm
that's
good.
a compliment.
Shame on you.
To the highest extent.
I'm gonna get up and leave.
All right. What do you mean? She's a beautiful girl. How would you? I don't like you fat shaming Lizzo.
Well, she's fat, so there's no need to shame because it's a fact.
Malik.
Sorry.
You know, you're a smart man. Lizzo, beautiful girl. What do you think?
I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. She can feel beautiful, but I mean...
You're good with a 450 lady in your life?
I don't mess with nothing that can't bench. That's my number one rule.
You're strong as shit, though. You can pick up 500.
Not that much.
You're not really to walk into a club and be, hey, girl, how you doing? You coming with me tonight?
No, I mean...
You don't think she's the definition of beauty?
But even
You're just fat shaming women, Malik. How dare you?
I mean, I just
How
like...
dare you?
I just like
Get
what I
with
like.
the narrative, Malik.
It's not wrong for me liking what I like.
With,
so, like, if
this
I like...
is
If
how
I like
feel and she's beautiful.
fat women, then I should be able to like have that opinion freely.
Okay.
Like it's always like, oh yeah, I don't like this, and you're wrong for not liking that. Like you can't tell me.
Yeah.
But even being that big is not even feminine. Like in my opinion, being that big is not feminine at all. How do you want a man to look at you like, oh, I want to take care of you. You know, you're gentle, you're kind, you're soft, you're, you know, like coming from that feminine perspective, and you're twice the man's size. Like, how does a man treat you gentle and stuff like that when you are devouring space? You know,
devouring space. Way to go, Nat.
I'm sorry.
So
it's just
obviously I'm being a little sarcastic here, but here's my biggest problem. It's threefold. Number one, the media. The media has been pushing this narrative. She's beautiful, don't say otherwise. She's beautiful, don't say otherwise. Okay, then the feminist movement will basically say, how dare you? Any women can be like this. But when you basically say, well, what do you mean? You look just like Lizzo. They're like, oh, no, what are you talking about right now?
Yeah.
So it's sort of counterintuitive, it messes women's head up a little bit. But then the last thing that's the hypocrisy, and this is what I want the message to the men be out there is, for what she has been upset with men about, okay, toxic masculinity-based saying she's not beautiful, in a complete ironic fashion, she is fat shaming her backup dancers that are 200 pounds less than her.
That?
So which one is it?
That is awful.
I don't get it. So there's actually, you know, the comedian Bert Kreischer, he does Two Bears, One Cave. He, ironically enough, I don't know if you can push this in, Bert, B-E-R-T, Kreischer with a K. He basically did a fake male photo shoot, basically saying, no, I'm beautiful too. This is the definition of masculinity. If you can hit those images, we'll show that. But basically men who are overweight, fat, obese, eating McDonald's every weekend, they're not put on a pedestal as men. See, Two Bears, One Cave, but can you see the like photo shoot?
I've seen them.
Okay, there's a shirtless, if you can. Okay, but basically all the women are like, disgusting, put your shirt back on. It's like, he's probably 100 pounds less than Lizzo.
Yeah.
So which one is it? So I get it. Nobody wants to be fat shamed. I get it. But don't be fat promoting.
Yeah.
Right? Don't be fat advocating. Don't be basically making us believe that this narrative is actually real, because men understand what beauty is. Now, there might be some outliers, these skinny random dudes that love fat girls.
Sure.
But for the most part, us men, we have standards, and there's nothing wrong with men having standards.
But
you know, when you see companies like Victoria's Secret completely shift away from what traditionally has been the crux of beauty and the manifestation of beauty, the actual angels, and they start to put in the Lizzos of the world, guys are like, yeah, I don't know, something's up here right now. So, you know, famously it's been said, facts don't care about your feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Fact is, you're obese. Fact is, no man finds that to be beautiful. And she's unhealthy,
But neither
and
does-
and the media and corporations are basically through DEI and wokeness and ESG trying to make her a sex symbol, and it's not happening.
But this just exposed herself. She just exposed that she doesn't even like fat people because she's shaming other fat people. So it's like, you also have to be mindful of who you're receiving messages from, because this story just shows you that she's not for the camp that she promotes, and she's there to bring them, to embarrass them and make them feel how she maybe was felt when she was younger. And I feel kind of bad, because to me, it looks like she's going through maybe something internally, and she's getting now exposed with the behavior that has come from it. So, you know, I wish you the best. I hope your health gets better, Lizzo. You're talented. I think you can make a great impact, but I don't think this is the route that you need to go for it.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire SOSCAST, click right here.